Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Ready to Love Season 8, Episode 7. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, y'all, let's get into it if we're going to get into it. When the episode first opens up, the ladies meet with nephew Tommy in the ladies' lounge. You know how they like to do. Tommy tells them that this week the ladies will have the power to eliminate a man and the men are going to meet their BFFs. Side note, Tommy, you sure have been flirting this season, honey. And you sure been paying attention to Lee, honey. You like that chocolate. To my Lee, your thigh out. I'm like, not her thigh out. I think he said her leg, though. He might as well have said her thigh. And baby, he was watching her. She walked out that door. He said, you know your leg out. I said, look at Tommy. In the next scene, Kat meets with Allie, and Allie is her BFF. Allie, you in this little pigtail wig, honey. What is, what is going on, honey? So Phil shows up first with his smoker's jacket on, honey, turtleneck, got a pocket square. Meanwhile, Allie is dressed like Sporty Spice. All I could think of when she was talking is, people of the world, spice up your life, every boy and every girl. Girl, if you want to be my lover. Girl, what the hell going on? Oh, my goodness. Phil, you are too overdressed, honey. Okay? You just too overdressed. So Phil comes in. He sits on down, honey, dressed like he was getting ready to meet the parents, and he meeting Allie. They're introducing themselves as Alley Cat. Y'all, please sit down. Okay? Do you know what an Alley Cat is? Please have a seat. Just have a sit down. So as soon as Philip sat down, her friend started right in asking, questions. And she asked him about his connection with Katarina. And Philip said that he likes her laughter and he likes the fact that, they communicate, although she didn't return one of his text messages. He claims Katarina didn't respond to his text, but the text message receipts determined that was a lie. Okay. And it just really was like, these men on here will text you to death and then ignore the text. What is wrong with y'all? This is what Texas is offering. Not just Dallas. Okay. The Houston metropolitan area as well. Okay. Even the small podunk towns of Texas are offering men who text all day. All damn day. Now, all it is a DM and a text and a DM and a text and a text and a DM. Please stop texting people all day. What you doing? I'm doing the same thing I was doing when you texted me last time. Child is just unnerving. Oh my God. So anywho, her friend asking about the connections and whatnot. So then Herbert arrives. And so Allie is asking Herbert, what separates you from the other guys? And Herbert was like, just me being me separates me from the other guys. Is that an answer? Okay. Sir, please. Phil said what separates him is how he builds intimacy and the way that he dates people. So then Allie asked Phil if he wanted more kids. He was like, do you want more kids? And what if she just happens to fall pregnant? Like, is she going to have to work or are you going to take care of things? Girl, not fall pregnant. Not what if she does fall pregnant? He said that he might want to have more children. And if in the event she does fall pregnant, he doesn't mind her staying at home, but he doesn't want her to lose the ideas in her big, beautiful brain. Boy, you ain't trying to take care of nobody. Anywho, Kat was like, yeah, I don't think you should be asking about the pregnancy of it all. Did y'all see that sip that she took when she asked about her falling pregnant? She was like, girl, I'm about to fall the hell out this chair. Please don't be asking him nothing about me falling no pregnant. So after he answered those questions, which were hardly any, he gets up, he has to leave because he has to go and do something with his child. So Phil leaves to pick up his son and Herbert is like, now let me ask you some questions. And Allie is looking at him like, no, sir. I will be doing the grilling. You will be doing the answering. Well, baby, what she say that in her mind for? Herbert was like, okay, so why is Katarina single? She was like, because she hasn't, met anyone on her level yet, aka a rich man. Because I already know that's what type of time Katarina on. I can just tell. He was like, well, that was a short answer. So then he asked her what she thought Katarina needed in a man. Coins, honey, they make them in your size when you got the coins. Child, she want them when you got the coins. Do you hear me? So Allie was like, well, she wants someone that's secure and that's secure in their future, aka the coins. Now these two going back and forth and back. She wants to do the asking. Herbert wants to do the asking. It's too much going on, honey. It's going back and forth and back. And Kat is just sitting there. So Allie said, okay, I have to ask you a question. She said, who are your top connections? He said, Katarina, Lee, and Janelle. Now, when did Lee get in it? This is what I'm talking about. I haven't seen you speak to Lee. Lee has not mentioned you. She has gone on a date with Marvin for whatever reason, a date with Red for whatever reason, but I've never heard her mention you. You haven't even been on a date with Lee. I'm so confused. Maybe they didn't show it. Maybe it's on YouTube. I have no idea. But I was like completely stumped when he said Lee. Y'all remember when Kira was in there ready to make a TikTok? And she asked him who his connections were. And he said he had 3. Her, Janelle, and Katarina. Now here come Lee. Like, sir, you just like everybody. You just here to waste time and you like everybody. Herbert said that Katarina is not his strongest connection, but she is up there. Okay, so he leaves. And in the confessional, he's like, I don't know what was going on. It was a very peculiar date. I don't know if her friend was just nervous. I'm not sure exactly what was going on. Okay, so Herbert thinks that the friend is giving over the top and he thinks birds of a feather flock together, because that's what I was gathering. Okay, because you are the company that you keep. Alley Cat. I'm just saying. So after they both leave, Allie says she thinks that Phil is more Katarina's speed. Katarina feels like Phil was just talking. I think they all just talking, if we really want to be real. Every last man on here, I feel like they're just talking. She said Herbert is too indecisive. And Katarina was like, I think Herbert is a ladies' man. Is he? The story is completely lost. Production, please give me something I can follow along with. Herbert is a ladies' man? I don't see ladies' man at all. But maybe that's just me. Katarina, side note, honey, your friend is Aggie AF. Honey, I know you love her because she your friend, honey, but honey, I just don't know. I just got annoyed. I just feel like she's too much. It's just too much. Also, like I stated from the beginning, Katarina needs an older, well-established gentleman that has kids already, doesn't want any more, and is willing to sashay her around, honey, as the trophy wife that she wants to be. Okay, your man is not there. In the next scene, Aries is meeting with her friend Stephanie and her guy friend Lacey. Now, I love when there's a male friend there because they give it to you straight. The best male friend of all time that has ever graced the Ready to Love stage would be Liz's friend. I can't remember his name. Remember, he gave it to David straight, no chaser. Baby, I ain't gonna never forget that. He made David sit up straight in his seat and run away with his tail tucked between his legs. I have never seen such a performance. And baby David was outside to me. I just got to get in front of the enemy. Sir, don't worry about that. That man has checked you as he should. But anywho, Aries' friend wasn't really saying nothing though. I thought he was going to get that energy, but he gave nothing. Moving forward. Both Chris and Phil meet up with Aries and her 2 friends. Over on the other side, Janelle is meeting up with her BFF Quinn. Both Herbert and Quentin are going to be meeting up with them. Oh, okay, Quinn and Quentin. And then last episode, we had Jessica and Jessica 2.0. We had 2 Chris's. What is going on? What in the alliteration and onomatopoeia is happening here? Why y'all got all these names repeating themselves? Anywho, Herbert showed up. He brought Janelle a little gift. Okay, nice touch, Herbert. I see you. Back with Aries, her friend Stephanie asked what they liked about Aries. Chris said he liked her calming nature and the fact that she has such a sweet spirit. Philip said he liked the fact that they both love Bay Area music. And I was like, okay, well, that's honest. Lacey then asked how he felt about being with an ambitious woman. And so Phil was like, yeah, I mean, that's good. I like that. So then he starts to explain how he tried to reinvent himself business-wise. I mean, they were listening, but they were kind of judging him at the same time. Back over with Janelle and her friend and Quinn and Herbert, she was asking what they see in Janelle. So Herbert said, well, she a thug, but it's okay because I like a little bit of thug. And I was just like, what? Herbert, I know that you think that it's cute to describe her in that way, but it's not. All day, every day, baby, cause I'm a thug. I am not Trick Daddy. I do not want you describing me as no damn thug. Okay? Like, even if I am a little rough around the edges, honey, I want to be presented as dainty and pink on the inside. Not a thug. Anywho, Quentin was like, she's caring, she's driven, and she's grounded. And even though she can be a little bit much and a lot for some people, she's not too much for me. And Quinn liked the way that he described Janelle and the way that he sees her. Back over with Aries and her friends, they asked Chris how he sees the roles in the relationship playing out. Chris said, it's up to the man to provide financial support. If the woman wants to work, that's fine, but she don't have to. He said he feels like he did a good job with Aries and her friends because he gets up and leaves after that. He was like, yeah, I feel like I made a better impression than Philip did. It's not about winning. Do you really like Aries? Okay, well, that's all that matters. I feel like Chris was giving interview answers and Phil was being his authentic self. Now, that's my assessment. I just felt like Phil was keeping it real and Chris was trying to win. Look, I'm all for the person that's going to keep it real and treat me right. Don't sit here and feed my family and my friends a bunch of fluff, then behind closed doors, it's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I need you to be one way in front of them and the same way when you're not in front of them. So when they leave, Aries' friends was like, yeah, we see more of a relationship with Chris than Philip. They don't feel like Phil could keep up with her work-wise. Aries was like, well, I have an emotional connection with Philip, but Chris aligns more with me and what I have going on. I don't know, Aries. I don't see it with Chris. I just don't see the two of you as a match. Aesthetically, it doesn't match. And I don't know. I don't feel the chemistry there. It feels like a friendship. It doesn't feel like something you should pursue. But you're not me and I'm not you. So, honey, do you. Honey, if you like it, I love it. Moving forward. Back over with Janelle. Her friend is asking them about marriage and kids and how they feel about that. Quentin was like, yeah, I yearn to be married. I can't wait to propose. I can't wait to get down on one knee. I can't wait to meet me at the altar in your white dress. And he was saying all that. And I was just thinking to myself, sir, I don't see how you are so enthralled in wanting to be engaged and being in love and being in a relationship. How is that possible when your ex last episode said the exact opposite? She said you were running far, far away from being in a serious relationship. I think that Quentin was just saying what he thought sounded good. But I mean, that's just me. Herbert, on the other hand, said, their timelines kind of differ. She wants to be engaged at the end of the year and he's just not moving that fast. So then she was like, okay, so what are your ideal characteristics for a woman? He gonna say patience. Sir, are you ready to love? I just want to know, are you ready to love? It's insane to want to be married by the end of the year. That is true. But if the timeline is the problem, express to her what you are feeling and how you want to get to know each other first. Just tell her that. Because quite frankly, I wouldn't even be continuing to talk to Herbert because he didn't even return your text messages, girl. I just don't think he likes you in that way. I mean, I guess he got all day to text you back too. He got all day to get to know you and all day to text you back. After they get up and leave, the friend feels like she really liked Quentin. She liked Herbert as well, but the patience thing, it kind of threw her off a little bit. I don't really understand Herbert, to be honest. Like, yes, it's good to get to know someone, but this is the type of show that you come on when you're ready for those next steps. Please don't rush to the altar. By no means. Please don't. But Herbert, at this point, you just want somebody to hang out with. And these women are not ready to hang out. They're ready to have babies and get married. Moving forward. In the next scene, Lee invites her friend Muffin over. Muffin, honey, what is your government name? Not Muffin. Quentin's going to be meeting her. Side note, Lee's body is sick. Do y'all hear me? That woman's body is sickening. When I saw her, I was like, damn, I shouldn't have ate that Popeyes early. It was good too. Baby, it was good too. Spicy, had the red beans and rice, honey, a pepper, because you got to drizzle that pepper juice. Oh, honey, it was good. But looking at Lee, I'm like, I'm fasting tomorrow. I ain't eating nothing. So don't even ask me because I ain't going to eat. I'm going to get my Lee body, honey. I'm going to have to tape her picture up. I mean, I'm working with something, but that Lee, honey, she is sick with it. Over on the other side, Sierra is inviting Marie to meet her friend Delton and her other friend Olivia. So here comes Marie strolling in. Hey, sir. Herbert is also showing up to meet Sierra's friends. But you know what was so crazy to me? Neither one of them had a gift for Sierra. Sierra, you are the homegirl. Okay? You're the homegirl. Back over with Quentin and Lee and Miss Muffin. Quentin is asking Muffin to give him, an out-of-the-box story about their friendship. Like, tell me what y'all used to do. What y'all used to get into as y'all got into. Crickets. She's like, I mean, we just met. What? So Quentin is asking Lee's friend about how they have fun together or whatever. And Muffin is like, well, Lee is a person that likes to party, but she gonna be on the inside. Like, she gonna stay in if she don't do nothing else. She don't get crazy. Like, I'm gonna go out. I'm the party friend, but she's not really a partier. She's more of a grandma, a fine grandma, but she's just a grandma nonetheless. So Quentin gets in the confessional and he's like, she didn't have really any stories about their friendship. And she said that Lee didn't really have a party phase. And she's always in the house. And it's not really a red flag, but it's like something to think about. Now, it's nothing wrong with being inside at all, okay? Because it's always something going on the outside. I think what he was trying to get was a glimpse into her personality, and they gave absolutely nothing. Every friend group has at least one story to tell. Like, they didn't have anything. I was like, what is this? Baby, Muffin was the wrong person to invite. She won't quitting for herself. Little Miss Muffin, you can go, okay? Because you're giving absolutely nothing. And back over with Sierra and the gang, they're asking what they like about Sierra. Herbert said they have great chemistry, and her friends are asking what they're looking for as far as it pertains to a relationship. So they asked Marie what he's looking for, and he said, I'm looking for a relationship. He said, I'm not saying that I'm gonna get married tomorrow, but I don't want to be doing anything past a year. Herbert was like, well, look, I'm into getting to know somebody first. I'm not into rushing into no relationship, especially no marriage. I want to party on the way to getting married. Back over with Lee, Quentin, and Little Miss Muffin. Quentin gets up and leaves because, it ain't giving nothing. So she's like, I like the vibe. Girl, what vibe? There was zero chemistry between Lee and Quentin. Zero. What vibe was it? And Lee was like, I don't know if things are going to go past this process. I really just don't know. Because Muffin didn't ask him anything of substance. I don't really have anything to go off of. Muffin was like, well, you know what? I wanted to drill him, girl, but I got distracted. Ma'am, you need to be watched. I wouldn't bring my man around Little Miss Muffin if you know what's good for you, honey. Because why you so hot and bothered by my potential man? I need you to help me, but you acting like you ready to hit a theme song. Like, girl, what? Anyway. But y'all know what I did notice? I did notice that Lee didn't even come alive around her friend. You know how you get around your friend and you just come alive? Sis, where is your personality? If anybody can bring it out of you, it should be your BFF. That's who you act silly with. That's who you tell your secrets to. That's who you just give a look and they already know what you're talking about. That's the person that can read your mind. Lee was just sitting there like a statue. A fine statue, but just a statue. And Quentin was over there trying to get something out of Little Miss Muffin. Little Miss Muffin was drooling over Quentin. I'm like, this right here is a fool. Back over with Sierra, she was asking her friends how they felt. And they said Marie is husband material. Based on what? Him wearing that cross necklace? Okay, I guess that piece and chain is giving husband material, child. They feel like she'll have fun with Herbert and maybe get it popping. But with Marie, she might make it down to the altar. Sierra was like, I just need to dig a little bit deeper. Girl, just go ahead to the house, honey. Go ahead to the house. In the next scene, Jessica is bringing her friends, Tony and Nyla, to meet with Chris and Marie. So Marie showed up. He came bearing gifts. He said he feels like he needs to make up for the meeting that she had with Jessica last episode. He feels like he needs to redeem himself from the last date. And I get it. But if those things don't align with what Jessica believes, it's still not going to work, whether you bring her a candle or not. I don't know. It just didn't make sense to me. Like, I think he was trying to apologize for blindsiding her when he should have told her up front. But I don't understand why you're continuing on, because clearly, though, y'all have differing views. So I don't understand it. Anywho, her friend Tony jumps right in. So he looks at Chris and he was like, so, you liking her. So what wifely qualities do you see in Jessica? Nothing. Complete silence, honey. Radio silence. He didn't say nothing. So then he flips the switch and he's like, well, the things. Okay, so I'm very attracted to her. She's a beautiful woman. She's very attractive. We all can see it. So Tony was like, no, outside of attraction, what do you like about her? And he was like, well, what I want in my potential wife is, somebody that's going to be able to communicate. And I feel like Jessica just needs to reach out a little bit more. Okay, so he wants her to chase him. Because what does that have to do with the qualities that you see in her? What does that have to do with it? So the other friend was like, so are you talking about her softer side? Chris said he wants to see more of her softer side because she has a strong and assertive personality and he wants more vulnerability. Chris, why are you here on this date when last week in the gentleman's lounge you said that Jessica was a no-go? After she met Valerie and you said she came in loud, which I rewatched and I didn't see a loud the first. I guess her presence was loud. You said you didn't want to be bothered. You don't like her. It's very clear. So I don't even know why you're here. Maria was like, well, I like me a strong woman. Tell me like it is, honey. Flip me over. Throw away the key, honey. He was saying all kind of stuff. He said it turned him on. So then her friend was asking what emotional safety meant to Maria. He said, I want somebody that I can tell my nightmares and my dreams to. Come on, Beyonce. I can be your sweet dreams, a beautiful nightmare. I know that's right, Maria, honey. He said, I want to tell you my nightmares and my dreams. So then they were asking him, so how do you get past negative feelings? He said he's in therapy because, of course, we already know that his dad passed away. He said that things got very dark for him. So he turned to therapy. So they turned to Chris. And they're like, do you do therapy? He was like, well, I'm in virtual therapy. Sure you are. Listen, Chris, you should have said, no, I'm not in therapy. I mean, it's okay if you're not. I don't feel like that was a real answer. I don't feel like that was truthful. I feel like, he felt like Maria was winning. So now he in virtual therapy. Chris heads on out. He's like, yeah, I'm going to head on out. I got to go. In the confessional, he said, well, I feel like it was better with Aries' friends than it was with Jessica's. I feel like no matter what you did when you got here, you were going to feel away. You came in with a chip on your shoulder because you're not feeling her like that. So her friends feel like Maria is somebody she's going to be able to build with, and they liked his depth. They didn't too much care for Chris. They feel like Chris thinks she's more of an ideal than an actual person that he can build something with. Jessica was like, well, I really see that although we communicate and we talk and things like that, it may be best for me and Chris to amicably part ways. Yes, sis, it is, honey. It's for the best. He does not want what you have to offer. Okay? Please go where you are celebrated and allowed to be yourself. Y'all's personalities just don't mesh, and that is okay. It's okay. He's looking for something totally different. That's something you're not willing to offer, but that's why you go through things like this, so that you can see if it can be a potential match, and it's just not. She is also another person whose man I feel like is not there. You, Sierra, Maria, everybody can really go. Just go. Just everybody. Just go. Even Philip and Aries, just go. Everybody just go. But for the sake of the show, I guess y'all got to go till we get down to where y'all meeting on the bridge and wearing ball gowns or whatever y'all going to do, child. Just fast forward to the reunion. Moving forward. In the next scene, all the ladies meet back up with Tommy, and he wants to know how it went down when they met the best friends. Lee goes first, and she tells them about how little Miss Muffin sat on her tuffet eating her curds and whey. Along came Quentin sitting right beside her and frightened Miss Muffin away. Honey, she just could not get herself together when she saw all the fineness. That was Quentin. Okay. She was blinded by the buffness, and therefore, and thus and such, Lee's connections have not changed. Janelle said her friend said Herbert cannot be trusted, and she liked Quentin. Truth be told, Quentin cannot be trusted either, and he ain't fooling me. Jessica said with Chris, it went. I don't know where it went, but it went. But with Maria and his energy, it was good. Plus, he brought her a little gift. Well, baby, what'd she say that for? Sierra said, well, the friends thought that Maria was husband material, but Herbert just got, he just wanted to bump and grind. That's basically what they got from him. But I'm upset because he brought Jessica a gift. I am a queen. Well, Sierra, he really likes Jessica. A man will show you who he wants. Herbert brought Janelle a gift and not you. And Maria brought Jessica a gift and not you. So that should tell you something. And I was just looking at Sierra and the way she was interacting in this ladies' lounge. Sierra is really a goofball. Like, it's just a goofy that don't never turn off. You know how you act a little silly sometimes, but she never turns it off. And I was just like, girl, that's got to be exhausting sometimes. Just turn it off sometimes. I'm not always on. Contrary to what y'all believe, because you listen to these reviews and it's a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade, and I'm a kiki and I'm a sing a song and go to the studio and drop some beats. I'm not on 24 hours a day. Okay. I turn it right the hell off as soon as I say peace. I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed. It's not all day every day, honey. Aries had a totally different experience and response about her day with Chris. She was like, girl, he was very deep with me and he was very specific. And so Jessica looking like, oh, well, okay. And with Philip, he was the comedic relief. The friends liked Chris more than they liked Philip. Kat said Philip is great for somebody, but just not for her. Herbert and Allie were going back and forth. They were really going at it. So she told Katarina that she needs to keep looking around. Baby, this is not the mall. You cannot come in here and browse. It is too late in the game to be looking around. Piss or get off the pot. So now Tommy wants to know who they are not feeling. Aries said Marie. Janelle said Herbert because he's just not there yet. Sierra said Herbert because it's physical but nothing more. Lee said Phil. Jessica said Chris because his actions are not matching his words. So then Janelle pipes up and she co-signs on Chris not being the person that he portrays to be and that he holds grudges. And I was like, oh, okay. So that's why y'all fussing and shooting subliminals on Instagram. I wanted to know, what example does she have of him holding grudges? Like, grudges about what? Anywho, Janelle always chiming in on other people's connections or lack thereof. Girl, fall back. So then Tommy tells them basically that next episode is time for the sleepover retreat. That's where it's going to get real messy, honey. I can't wait to that episode. So it's time for the eliminate. Chris meets up with Aries and Katarina meets with Herbert. They both can go, to be honest. Okay, it can be a double elimination and we can wrap this thing up. Aries tells Chris that they met with Tommy and they said that he wasn't direct. Katarina tells Herbert that the ladies feel he's giving player vibes. Chris is over there telling Aries, I'm very clear. They need to take a look at themselves. Aries tells Chris he's still ready to love. So Chris is like, yeah, I just feel like I'm misunderstood. Nah, they understand you. Katarina tells Herbert he is not ready to love. Now, I don't think that Herbert gave slick and, I don't think he gave pimp. I don't think he gave player. I don't think he gave any of that. But do I think Herbert is a little more laxed in making it to the altar? Absolutely. Do I think he's a time waster? Absolutely. Like, being married is on his mind. It's just not the first thing on his mind. So this type of process would not be good for him. These women are looking at the end game, and Herbert just didn't have his head in the game. And that's just that on that. And that was the end of the episode. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. Do you think the right person went home? Do you think it should have been a double elimination? What did you think about the friends? Like, just what did y'all think? Comment down below. I'm going to comment back. Don't forget, we have our lives every Thursday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Join us so that we can get into this week's episode and I can actually hear and see what you guys have to say. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.